Welcome to the DIY Pest Control Podcast, where you get the best info for those who want to perform their own pest control. The DIY Pest Control Podcast is brought to you by Nature Pest. Nature Pest has been providing the finest in commercial and residential integrated pest management for structural, lawns, trees, shrubs, and mosquitoes with better control and less contamination at an affordable price. For more info, visit us at naturepest.com.
These pipes are going underneath to where all the equipment is, but the floor is open. So what you're going to get is rats climbing up here and getting inside the building. So we're going to seal this up with concrete, fix it up so that the rats can't get down there and exclude them. So I'm going to get all this garbage out of here. Dame acá el pomito ese y el contenedor. A little piece of loose concrete. So what I want is a good adherence for the concrete. To get into it. Get off of there, so just in case we don't break a pipe. Clean it out. If they ever have to remove it, you know, they can always remove that concrete, but we can exclude it with Excluder alone. I'd just rather not do that. Use Excluder alone. Alright, so what we're going to do is concrete bonding agent adhesive, so we get a nice bond with that. Looks like Elmer's glue. Just wanted to adhere because this is a kind of an odd place where there's concrete. So you see, this is all the pool equipment, water filter, and this is the hole that was left when they installed this system. They drilled through, and what we're going to do is we're going to basically, I'm going to cement the top of this. But in order to keep the cement from falling, we got to create some sort of barrier. We're going to insulate the bottom of this with good old-fashioned yellow insulation foam, and then I'm going to cement the top. The cement's going to drop down and basically seal off the top of this. So this is how we're going to accomplish this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about 2/3 of the way. Oh. Yep, all right, here we go. Here we're going to do something different. We're going to use Excluder and foam at the bottom because we can't cement that in case they ever have to do a repair on the air conditioner. We don't want that to be sealed permanently. And also over there on the electrical, we got to do all that. Okay, so all we've done here at the bottom so that if they ever need to work on an air conditioner, they can easily remove this foam. We're gonna put the excluder material on the top. We're just using this to retain the material so it doesn't fall through. And then we'll just foam it in at the top so it looks nice and clean. But that's all we're using this for. We're not gonna cement this, because if you use cement there, you can't work on that air conditioning unit in the future. Here's the other side that's open from underneath, and we're gonna seal this one too now. So we just take this material and we're just gonna, seeing if I can insert it here and start working my way. There you go. At least that's just gonna hold the material in. Yep. Come here. Okay, so you see we did this inside. Now, one of the things I'm concerned about is that there's a gas line here. I don't know if you can see it. It goes outside. I can smell the gas in here. I've been smelling it for a while, but the only problem with this line is they never secured and put a bracket. There's this piece of concrete back there, but you can see this is not secured. It should have been secured here, and that concerns me. You see, we sealed them all from the bottom just so we can concrete them from the top and seal them well. Okay, so there you can see the foam from underneath. Here we had a little bit come up, so we just took off that excess. Got about an inch of concrete there. And see how it puffs up a little bit? We're just gonna remove it. I'm gonna take it and yeah, there's a good inch there. That's enough for concrete to adhere to that. We had pre-sealed this with an adhesive. You're gonna see the video on it. And we basically got pre-mixed cement. The reason I use pre-mixed cement is by the time for this amount of cement we gotta mix, by the time you mix it, have to clean all the equipment, clean everything off, and the tubs and everything. You've got a half hour of mixing. This is a lot more economical for these small jobs. If we were doing a lot of concrete, I would say, yeah, let's mix it. But for these little holes that we're going to use, we probably won't use all of this. Okay, and there's the foam about halfway through, which is what I wanted, and I'm going to show you the excluder product we're going to use to seal that. Okay, so this is the box of excluder. This is what the excluder material looks like. When you open up the box, comes inside with a roll like that of excluder, and then you basically unwind it. It's a 4-inch roll, and this particular, it also comes in 1-inch, 4-inch wide, and I'm gonna wear gloves because it will prick your fingers. Give me a second. Right, and then so I'll wear these nice gloves that won't prick with this, and you can literally tear this with your hands. So I'm going to stuff that. It's too tight in there. I'm going to see if I can put it so that you can see it. In this case, I'm going to need a lot of this material. But I'm going to fold it in half. Let me see how I can get in here. It's going to be a tough little area. But I should be able to go inside over here. Move this line. I don't know if you can see it. Go ahead and then nope. Take my spatula. You can use a little spatula or a screwdriver. So, if a rat tries to eat up through there, it's going to be really tight. And then stick it inside there. Okay, so there is the material really packed in there really tight. They're gonna have a heck of a time if they either get up here from the bottom. They're not gonna get in. We already excluded the bottom, so it's them climbing up here and getting it in there. Alright, so we just sealed it about a quarter of the way, and it's going to foam up the rest of the way now and expand. In about 15 minutes, that will be expanded. I don't know if you can see it. And then we'll probably just cut off the excess so it looks nice and clean. There you go. We just cemented around those lines.
Thank you for listening to the DIY Pest Control Podcast. Please remember that although Franklin Hernandez is a certified and licensed pest control operator in the state of Florida, the content of this podcast is for informational purposes only. You should consult your local and state government or cooperative extension service before performing any pest control service. Remember to always read and follow label directions because the label is the law.